Hello, and this is a short presentation on what should be in your Chapter 4 dissertation in terms of the tables and the figures. So, today we're going to talk about Chapter 4 commentary, and then I'm going to give you a few examples and give you some pointers on what you should probably put in your Chapter 4. So, key things to remember: do not be afraid of this chapter. This chapter is here to help you and give you support in terms of what you are trying to convey to your audience. Consistency is the key. If you have it in your paragraph, it should be in your illustrations and vice versa. Know your variable types. When you go to summarize a variable, it should be consistent with the variable type. Okay? I'll talk about that a little bit later in the next slide. And finally, run your statistical models before you write the chapter. So before you sit down and write Chapter 4, it's going to really get you a little bit, give you anxiety if you write a chapter and you don't have any statistics to support it. So I suggest that you write the chapter. It provides a guideline for what you want to write. And let's face it, you can't write without facts. Here is a demographics table. This is actually my table that I wrote for a publication. I'm sharing it with you because I can. So anyway, as you see here, you have variables. Some of them are distinct variables like gender, height, race, smoker. Okay, these are variables that are count variables, and they're accompanied by the count and the percent in parentheses. So for variables that are not counts, ones that are measurements like age and weight, you're going to provide the mean and the standard deviation. So these are little things that people neglect to look at or include, and I just want to point that out. Next thing. P-values. P-values, here we have an example of a linear mixed effects model, okay, where you have your parameters, you have your estimates that represent your beta estimates, your standard error, and then your p-value. This is what the table should look like. It will vary depending on the type of statistic that you're running, but this is typical, okay? So I just want to give you a sense of what would be nice is if you put an asterisk next to the ones that are statistically significant. But I digress. So I just want to give you a few examples. Here's another one. This is a figure. Now, if you're doing a comparison between different groups, you want to somehow make a distinction between the lines, the data. So if you have 3 groups, for example, you're going to color code them so that they're separate and distinct. Okay? So thank you for briefly listening to this, and if you need any more help, please contact me at amore20morestat.com, and my website is morestat.com. Thank you. Thank you for listening.